A few days ago, I had the immense privilege of visiting Montreal-based fabric manufacturer Montloup. Their knit fabrics are not only beautiful, but eco-friendly and ethically made as well. I chatted with owner Lila about how the fabrics are made and what makes Montloup so special. P.S. I dubbed this video in English, but for my francophones, I have linked a fully French version in the description. Tell me about your business. What makes it special?
Alors, ici on est chez Montloup.
At Montloup, we make knit fabrics from organic and eco-responsible materials. What makes us special in the industry is that we are the only ones who are doing production that is not only local, but also focused on sustainability, all the way from the fibers and yarns, which are either organic cotton, or we have also worked with hemp, we've worked with wool from the United States. We always try to source as close as possible to Canada to make our fabrics. So why do you make knit fabrics?
Déjà, les tissus tricotés, c'est...
So for starters, knit fabric is what I used for my final collection at the end of my post-secondary studies, so I do have a soft spot for the technique. But also, in fact, in Canada, we have very few businesses that are still producing woven fabrics. We have more businesses here, even though there still aren't that many, doing knits because knits are easier to produce than wovens. They are cheaper to produce as well, and therefore easier to sell on the North American market. In terms of advantages of knits, all fabric techniques have their advantages, but knits are more elastic, so they're generally used for comfortable clothing. You can use it to make underwear or baby clothes. We work with a lot of children's clothing brands, for instance. Okay, so what is the process from going from the raw fibers to a finished fabric? Alright, well, it depends on what fiber you're starting with. Let's say cotton, for example. Cotton is a plant, it grows in a field, so then the cotton ball is harvested and transformed into yarn through the spinning process. Generally, when we buy the fibers, they've already been transformed into yarns which come on cones. We put them onto the knitting machines. The machines knit the fabric into rolls, which are pretty much all beige in color. These fabrics will then be quality controlled to make sure that there are not errors in them, and then we will send them for finishing. Finishing is a whole other line of work. They are the ones who will dye the fabric, but also control the thickness and add different properties to the fabric. Once that's done, it comes back here and we do all the quality control to ensure that everything is all good. After that, we send it to the client and they are in charge of the cutting and sewing. How much time does it take from the beginning of the process until the end?
Du début.
In terms of everything that goes into producing the fibers and the yarns, I don't really know. However, for the knitting process itself, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks. And the finishing also takes about 2 to 3 weeks. I generally tell clients that they will receive their fabrics in about 6 to 7 weeks. And Montloup doesn't only cater to designers, they also sell to individuals. So if you like sewing and you've been wanting to make yourself something cute and comfy, check out their website. Okay, is there a myth about fabric that you would like to debunk?
Je trouve que...
Well, I think there's a misconception that made in Canada is better quality than fabrics made abroad, and maybe that was true in the past if we're comparing it to China, but I don't think that's true anymore. You can have excellent quality from China. The major difference when you produce in Canada is that we try to ensure, generally speaking, that the practices are ethical because there's more oversight. That doesn't mean that all production in Canada or in North America is ethical, of course, but there is a higher chance that it will be. And at the environmental level, there is more oversight as well. And furthermore, when you buy fabric made here, the money you spend stays within the country, so you contribute to your local economy rather than sending that money elsewhere. Okay, last question. You put a lot of emphasis on ethical and sustainable practices within your business. Why is that important?
Parce que l'industrie de la mode...
It's important because the fashion industry is a highly polluting industry, whether that's production itself or at the fabric stage. And at the ethical level, let's just say it's not exactly glorious. There are many countries where production happens, where the people are very badly paid and the conditions are deplorable. I arrived in the industry and I wanted to do things differently. I was also working for a business previously that was similar to what I'm doing now. That business closed. So it gave me the desire to continue that work and to improve upon what we had been doing at that company. So there you have it. Thanks so much to Lila for showing me around Montloup. Be sure to check out their website and follow them on Instagram. If you like this video, why don't you stick around and watch another one? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.